In the late summer of 1998, I was a sonar technician on the USS Farragut, a guided missile destroyer patrolling the Western Pacific. We weren't at war. We were conducting a science run, dragging a classified towed sonar array over a deep-sea trench east of Guam. It was supposed to be easy money. Blue water, calm skies, and a boredom so thick you could chew it. But that changed on the third night. I was on watch when the ship lurched. It wasn't a wave. The sea was glass. It felt like a heavy hand had grabbed the stern and yanked us backward. The tension alarm screamed, and then snap. The tow cable, thick braided steel meant to pull tons of gear, went dead. We winched the line in. The crew gathered on the fantail, expecting to see a frayed end where the cable had snagged on a rock. But when the end broke the surface, the deck went silent. The steel wasn't frayed. It was crushed. Clean, crescent-shaped indentations cut through the armor plating. Chief Hank, an old salt who'd seen everything, ran his thumb over the jagged metal. "I've seen sharks bite nets," he said quietly. "But this is steel. Whatever did this didn't just snag us. It bit us." We logged it as equipment failure. Captain Rohr, a by-the-book officer, didn't want ghost stories on his ship. But down in the sonar shack, we couldn't ignore the screens. We began picking up a contact. It was deep, hovering right at the edge of the thermal layer. It wasn't a submarine, no engine noise, no screw turn. It was biological, but it was massive, longer than a city bus, and it was pacing us. Dr. Nakamura, the civilian scientist on board, looked at the data and went pale. "The pulse pattern," she whispered. "It's a predator, and it's hunting." At 0300 hours, the hunting stopped, and the attack began. The impact threw me out of my chair. The entire destroyer shuddered as if we'd run aground. Alarms blared, flooding in the aft compartments. "Sonar report," the captain barked over the comms. "Contact is directly below us, Captain," I yelled. "It's ramming the hull." We weren't fighting a ship. We were fighting a monster. The creature was using the trench depth to hide, surging up to slam into our steel belly, trying to crack us open like a clam. Captain Rohr ordered floodlights to the stern. I ran topside to see. The water was churning, white foam on black ocean. Then, it breached. It rose out of the water like a nightmare. A blunt, scarred snout the size of a minivan, eyes black and empty, and a mouth filled with rows of triangular teeth, each one the size of my forearm. It snapped at the fantail, taking a chunk of the railing and crushing it before sliding back into the deep. "Megalodon," Nakamura whispered. She was shaking. "It's impossible, but that's a megalodon. We couldn't outrun it. We were taking on water, and the creature was faster than us. It was methodical, targeting our screws, trying to disable our movement. Captain Rohr made a choice. We couldn't run, so we had to kill it. We changed course, heading for a shallow seamount, a rise in the ocean floor that would force the creature up, limiting its room to maneuver. We turned on the active sonar, blasting high decibel pings into the water. We used the sound as bait. "Target is closing." I watched the massive blob on my screen surge toward us. "Range, 500 yards, 200 yards. It's right under us, sir." "Drop charges," Rohr ordered. "Fire." We unleashed a pattern of depth charges and a torpedo programmed for a downward vector. The ocean behind us erupted. Massive plumes of water shot into the sky, lit by the fire of the explosions. The shockwave hit the hull, knocking us to our knees. In the sonar shack, the screen went white with noise. When it cleared, the massive contact was gone. We saw a slow, irregular shape sinking toward the bottom of the trench until it faded into the static. We limped back to port with a battered hull and a crew sworn to silence. The official Navy report called it a collision with unidentified submerged debris. They scrubbed the sonar logs. They confiscated Nakamura's notes. They told us it never happened. But I know what I saw. And sometimes, when I look at the ocean at night, I remember that severed steel cable. The ocean is deep, and we are just visitors on the surface. Down in the dark, the monsters are still there. And they are hungry.